Hello and welcome to another edition of Meet the Members. I'm Pete Braley here at the First Congregational Church of Fairhaven, and today I am joined by the husband and wife team, like Sonny and Cher, the husband and wife team of Jim and Carole Mahaney. Thanks so much for taking time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Are you from the area, Carole?
I am.
Born and raised?
Born and raised in New Bedford.
In New Bedford?
Yes.
Okay. And Jim, what about you?
Fairhaven. Originally from Cambridge, but in second grade on, we've lived in Fairhaven.
What brought you down from Cambridge?
My dad got stationed at Otis,
Oh, okay.
so we came from Boston down to Fairhaven.
Nice. Now, the first time I met you, you were the principal at Hastings Middle School, right?
I remember that.
Yeah, and that was you were telling me early you left there in 2002?
I actually retired in 2002, right?
No, 7.
Seven.
Okay.
That's why I brought her today. I finished up at Normandan.
Okay.
They were changing from a junior high school to a
Middle school?
middle school concept, so that sounded like a challenge I wanted.
You taught me something, and I refer back to this quite a bit, which I'm sure has happened to you in your educational career, right, when you meet students that have gone on. I went to a PTA or PTO function one night, and you were there with Bobby Baldwin, right?
Yeah.
He was your vice principal?
Yes, he was.
Right. So you were there and you came out and you said something to the effect of, if you think your teenager is crazy, you're right. It's the age, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yes.
sometimes we expect them to, well, why can't you behave or control yourself?
Yeah.
And they can't, right?
No, there's a lot of reasons for their behavior at the middle school age. So we needed to talk to the parents because parents always feel alone, like their kid's the only one going through it.
Right.
So that whole thing was outreach to the parents to say, you're okay. This is just...
Yeah, it's just they have to go through this.
Yeah.
Were you always in education?
Well, U.S. Navy. Then I worked on the waterfront a little bit with Mitchell, Bob Mitchell at the time.
Right.
And then I went back to school on the GI Bill, and that got me back into coaching hockey before I taught.
Oh, wow.
Was a little bit of a get your foot in the door kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah, so I started in temporary positions for a long time and then landed one.
And your Navy career, how many years were you in?
4 years.
4 years?
Yep.
And what were you, carrier, destroyer? What'd
No,
you do?
I'd consider myself a destroyerman, but
Okay.
I spent a couple of years on repair ships, repairing destroyers.
Okay.
And then I shipped out on one for 2 years in the Indian Ocean, before it was a hot spot.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were up in the Persian Gulf and Indian Ocean stuff.
All
before
those
I got out.
places,
Yeah.
huh? Carole, what about? I did not know. In fact, this is why I started this series. Is I found out something about someone in our church, and I thought, gee, I never knew that about her. And then I thought, I wonder how many other stories I don't know about. I didn't know you were in nursing, right?
I was.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, you grew up in New Bedford?
I was in New Bedford until
Okay.
we got married.
What part of the city?
Mount Pleasant School area.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that way.
What made you decide to go into nursing?
Oh, always wanted to. When I was 16, I became a candy striper for a while, and then, getting out of school, and we got married kind of young, and I waited while he was going through his education, and then I went into nursing school.
Did you have a specialty? Were you an ER nurse or a
No,
floor nurse?
I was a
or-
floor nurse,
Okay.
med-surg nurse,
Yeah.
and a lot of orthopedics.
Okay.
Stroke unit. I started out in the stroke unit.
Oh, okay. How long did you stay with that? When did you retire?
I've been retired now because I was at St. Luke's from 79 to 94. And then I did some nursing homes. My mom got sick, so I
Okay.
left and I did some of that. I could get more time off with her. So I left nursing finally. Let me see, Acadia is 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you meet?
Drum corps.
Drum corps?
Drum corps.
Yeah.
Really? Tell me about that.
I was in the girls' corps in the city, the Whaling City Cordettes.
Okay.
And I played a bugle. And he was in the Whalers down the street.
Playing what?
Drums.
Drums?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you'd meet at the corner and then go for coffee, soda and things like that. And I did not like him. I thought, oh, he's so conceited. I said, oh.
Whoa.
But as time went on, I'll tell the
I
story.
grew on you.
You grew on me, yeah. Time went on, everybody would meet at Dell's Drive-In. Remember Dell's Drive-In?
Yes, yeah.
And there was a girl there who was after his whaler's jacket.
Oh.
And I'm going, oh, no. Oh, no. So I kind of gave him he gave her the jacket because she was cold.
She was cold, so
was
I
okay.
gave her my whaler's jacket.
All right.
So I just gave him a little pop.
She punched me in the stomach.
And we've been together ever since.
Love at first punch.
We've been married 57 years.
57 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And did you move into Fairhaven or New Bedford?
New Bedford for a while.
Yeah.
My Navy years and stuff. And then we
He
finally
was in
found
Newport,
this.
so I was still at home, but we had an apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So did you move around much in those 4 years, different assignments, or were you pretty much Newport or out to sea?
Out to sea for the last 2 years. The first 2 years was repair ships kind of tie up on the dock. They don't go out on the water too often.
Right.
But all the destroyers that are stationed there get work done through that. So for 2 years I was local and I could get home when I could.
Right.
Yeah.
We started out in Virginia,
Yeah.
Norfolk.
No, oh yeah. Very familiar with that area.
I
Oh,
bet
yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. My son and daughter-in-law have been in Virginia Beach for, I think, 14 years, which is rare in the service, isn't it? So, of course, they're both in the military. So what do they call it? Mill to mill. So if they move one of them, they have to find a job for the other.
Oh.
So that has probably helped them to stay in one place. So when did you start coming to the First Congregational Church?
I want to say 2000. When did you retire?
2007, you
no,
said?
it was earlier than that because he was ill, and we just needed a place for him to be quiet.
Right.
And I came in here one day, and
I was going to say, what brought you here?
Yeah, I forgot who was here, and I asked. I said, my husband's not feeling well, and he needs a place just to be quiet. They said, oh, go upstairs. So they opened up the upstairs, and he would come here when he wanted to, and just sit and
It's very peaceful.
peaceful.
Very
Yeah,
peaceful.
yeah.
Yeah. What keeps you coming here?
Oh.
What would you say is something that sticks out?
Well, being a small town, we knew some people that were here, and we just wanted some place to go to be helpful. People to know us. A lot of people did know us,
Yeah.
and it's been great. We do a lot around here.
You do. Jim, what about you? What attracted you to the church?
I think likewise, they helped me out through a tough time. Then it's a different concept for me. I was an Irish Roman Catholic. So
Okay, yeah, I was going to
imagine
ask about that. Yeah.
Imagine the guilt that I was carrying as an Irishman and a Catholic. But here it was different. You were welcomed coming in the door, and then it was a very positive work environment. Everyone was just trying to help everyone else out. And our outreach here with food baskets and what have you throughout the community that's what I'd like to do. So,
And I know that the Blue Christmas service we have at Christmas time, that was something that you discovered a couple of years ago, and it's really a nice service we do. I wish more people knew about it.
me too. Because
And what did you say? Jim is also joining the deacons, which I'm on. So you mentioned that at a meeting the other night that you ran into someone who said anyone who's lost someone should go to that
should go to
service.
this blue. Yeah, absolutely. And it's therapeutic for folks. It's difficult for people to lose a sibling or a
Spouse.
wife. And you go through all of the Christmas holidays, and that's the worst time for those folks.
Everyone's telling you joy, and
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
not feeling it.
So coming to that particular service was kind of therapeutic for all those people. And not only did they talk to me on the way out, but we bumped into several people who were there that night. There were 20-plus folks this year.
yeah.
So it's certainly a need that people should know about and take advantage of. There's no preaching. There's no that kind of, hearing it from the priest.
No one telling you how you should be
how
acting
you
this
should
time of
feel or
year.
anything
Yeah,
like
just
that.
feel what you're feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
And once again, it's a feeling of I'm not alone. There's 20 people here with me going through the same
Something
thing.
similar.
Yeah. So it's very nice.
So Jim was Roman Catholic. What is your background? What did you?
Episcopalian.
Episcopalian.
It was Grace Church for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And as a child, My father was a policeman, so we never really got to church.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, that's what I
See?
love. I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
your
was-
father was a
Yeah, he was a
policeman.
policeman. He was an ambulance driver for the city.
Okay.
And, yeah, there's a lot of stories there.
I'm sure.
But we would walk to different churches. I didn't go to Holy Name. I went there with my friend just to watch to see what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Never knew what was going on behind the little curtain. But I went to Wesley Methodist Church.
Yes.
We'd walk there.
Yeah.
St. Paul's.
Okay.
That was in my neighborhood because I lived in the West End for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Episcopalian, my whole family was part of my aunt and everybody, so we started going there. And we stayed there. That's where we got married.
When did the interest in photography develop? Because I know that's kind of like a side hustle for you
Yeah,
folks right
yeah.
now. How did that start?
When I retired, I got a little gig going on with Northeast Maritime Institute, rewriting some of their textbooks
Okay.
way back before they were a college. And we always needed a photo of something that was demonstrating what we're typing, So I got a cheap old camera and, ran around the waterfront trying to get that knot and this knot and
Oh, wow.
what have you. Yeah, and I just fell in love with it. And went from there. I really caught the bug, and I hooked up with a guy on Cape Cod, and I went to school with him for about 5 years, and that blossomed everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, how to go about it and what to look for. One of his exercises was you're given a 4x8 rectangle in the ground, and you need to take pictures, and you can't leave that 8x10. So you have to start looking around other things. So people were taking pictures of the earth in that area, so only
Right.
what you could see in that area.
Oh,
so
wow.
that opened me up a lot about how to really create an image and not just take a snapshot of an
Right.
image. Yeah.
Were you interested at the beginning too, or did you join it later?
I joined it a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had all the equipment and all, and then, yeah, I've joined it, and I've enjoyed it, I've learned a lot from him. Mm-hmm. I think he's learned a lot from me.
Do you belong to a camera club, or do you run one?
We have in the past for a good 15 years
Yeah,
or so,
long time.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
But then our path was going a little bit different than what, I still see them all, and I still give some workshops for them whenever
Okay.
they ask, so we're still involved with the Whaling City Camera Club from time to time. But we've been published in, and I say we because Carol always points out what I should take a picture of, so she takes the
Teamwork.
credit. Yeah.
Teamwork.
We've been published in South Coast Almanac. We've been published on National Fisheries and a few other things like that. So
Nice.
it's nice because I'm retired. I'm not earning a living doing this.
Not depending on that for a living.
No, and it's
Yeah.
it's like freedom. And
One of the things I love, we follow each other on Facebook, is it'll be a random Tuesday, and you guys are somewhere,
Somewhere.
and there's a beautiful picture. You mentioned something about that to my wife Priscilla the other day, that sometimes you just go off for lunch,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a day trip.
you end up
Just
on the Cape or in Maine, and
Yeah. The most humorous one, I had a doctor's appointment in Braintree, and we came out of the doctor's appointment in the morning, and I said, "Where do you want to go, Carol?" She says, "Just go that way." So we ended up having coffee at Mount Washington and driving home.
so
Same
from
thing.
Braintree you went to Mount Washington.
Mount Washington, and then we just took pictures. Yeah, that's the day.
That's fun.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
It is fun.
I,
Yeah.
I really, in some ways, I can't wait for my wife to retire because I've already told her when she retires, I'm going to give up a lot of the stuff I'm doing because we want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Want to go to Mount Washington? Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
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 But we don't know where we're going. We didn't know we were going to Washington. You just end up in this place.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I admit it does turn into an overnight.
Okay.
We'll find
Well,
a
it
place
has
to
to,
stay
right,
over. And, yeah.
right. What would you say you focus on? Landscape photography or portraits or everything? Or
Well, it started with everything. I do love finding a landscape that really strikes me. Usually, anyone that looks at my work, they will find something that reaches them. We had
Right.
a great shot of Quisset Harbor, and some lady saw it and purchased it from us, and she said, we used to keep our boat there, so there's a connection. So that's what we try to look for, and that's something that is a connection for someone.
For somebody, yeah.
Yeah. But Carol will tell you that I'm really into portraiture now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love candid portraits. So I may go to an event, and you think I'm taking pictures of this whole event, but I'm looking for models, if you will, and that. One of my projects is to annually take photos of Veterans Day services and
Okay.
things of that nature, and we just collected a lot of photographs of some of our veterans that
A lot of
I
emotion.
share with everyone.
Yeah. What about you? The same thing? Landscapes or?
Same thing, and then I also look for, well, the other day I took some photos of sunset, which I shouldn't be doing. but
Yeah, my
sunset.
guru told me, he says, you can take pictures, but you can't take any pictures of sunsets, babies, or boats. So, yeah.
Because everyone does that, or?
Everybody does it.
Everyone does
Yeah.
babies and sunsets and boats.
Peter Pereira, who we all know,
Yeah.
Peter Pereira from the Standard Times taught me something interesting once, and that was to change the perspective. So when I take a picture of, say, my grandson Carson, instead of just taking a picture of him, try to either get on his level. So approach it from somewhere that people don't usually see it from.
Yeah.
You know, and it really changes.
It does.
You know,
It does.
That's
image.
another reason Carol comes with me, because I remember a picture I was taking in Marion, and I got myself down sitting on the curbstone trying to get a different
think I know where you're
different
going.
perspective on this, which was great, and the picture was great, but I needed to get up
Then you couldn't
afterwards.
get up.
So that's another reason Carol is there, is to help the old guy up. Yeah.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep. So, what would you say to somebody who is maybe looking for a church, or what do you think makes this church unique for you, and that you would encourage others to check out?
For me, like we said, it's welcoming. It's very welcoming. There's no pressure. There's no pressure. The people here are very good. You know, you can talk to anybody about anything.
Yeah.
Needs to be done, and you find help. People will help out, but it's just comfort. It's just very comforting here.
Jim, what about you?
I like the openness. We post out front that all are welcome, and that's the truth. We really don't get into all of the differences in people, and there's so much that we're common, and bring those people in to help. It's just a nice, positive place.
Right.
It's not to be bad, but I grew up as a Roman Catholic, and there was a lot of talk about sins and what have you, and this,
Guilt and
yeah. And this church and our reverend here just keep us in a very positive. We can do this. We can accomplish it, and people helping. The more people that help, you can do just a little bit for everyone to be successful.
Right. Sometimes I'm amazed. Sometimes at what we pull off. You know, the fact that our food pantry rallies. You know, back when the SNAP benefits were being threatened, the community rallied and really filled up the food pantry that week.
Yes,
So,
we did. Yeah.
It's been so nice. I learned things I didn't know about you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
All right. I'm Pete Braley. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Meet the Members.